What's up guys, it's me Jeremy, and today I'm going to be coming at you guys with another late game commentary. So, jumping right into this one, we can take a look at the game. We've got one inhibitor down, and the kills are pretty close, so overall we are definitely ahead in this game. We even have both Nexus turrets down, so the game's pretty close, although the inhibitor does respawn. So we're just coming up here, sieging up the mid lane, trying to end the game here. And since we see Vi on the ward at blue buff, I know it's okay to go in. I start the initiation with the Leon ult. I try to follow it up, but Caitlyn flashes away. And I actually get blitzcrank hooked here, but it's not that big of a deal since I'm pretty tanky. Although Riven is extremely fed since Darius did lose top lane. She goes after Lucian, but I'm trying to kite for him. He's not really able to get that much damage off on the Riven since she had her flash up to go after him. He tries to actually 1v1 the Caitlyn here, and look at the focus. Darius goes for Riven, I go for Riven, but Lucian's trying to 1v1 the Caitlyn on the backside. So overall, a really poor focus choice by our team here. And Caitlyn's able to kite out since she wins the 1v1 versus Lucian. Vi comes in from the side, and of course, it's an ace. No contest. And that's our first major throw of this game, despite the fact that we were actually really far ahead based on objectives, even though the kills were kind of close. And of course you can see the trash talk starting to come out. I mean, this game was pretty lighthearted. Both teams were, you know, joking around a lot and stuff, trash talking back and forth. Not really too big of a deal. We weren't really taking any of this stuff to heart, and we were trash talking back too, you know. And so that wraps up what is actually our first throw of this game. And going forward, we know that, okay, this game we can still lose, you know. We're not fooling anyone in the fact that just because you have the Nexus towers means the game's over. We're still trying to, you know, keep our morale high, making jokes back and forth. You know, we're not getting down on ourselves, we're not raging. This was a ranked 5s game, so we were talking on, I believe it was Skype at the time. And so we're kind of communicating here. We see them grouping out mid lane. We're trying to just push up the side lanes and then of course go for another push for the mid lane for the inhibitor. But something actually happens here, which is a really huge mistake. And so look at top lane. You see Victor pushing up really far past the river, and then Lucian's pushing up all by himself too. And we have no vision. So we have two key members, our mid laner and our AD carry, overextending really hard without any wards. And so Lucian gets flanked by the Riven. He's got no chance. And Victor, of course, he's getting, you know, gangbanged by the whole team basically. So he's got no chance too. And we're kind of joking around, you know. We're saying, let's go in guys, YOLO. And even though this fight is obviously terrible, even though we hit really strong AoE on multiple players, we have no chance because we got 3 members, not much damage. I'm not really useful in a 3 versus 4 since I'm just a support. I'm supposed to kite, not really dive in. And before you know it, you know, our whole team's dead. And that's our second throw of the game. And I always say that the second throw of a game is way worse than the first throw. The first throw you can kind of just joke it off, laugh it off. Not that big of a deal because you're still really far ahead. But after the second throw is when things really start to get down on yourself, because after the second throw, the team has caught up. And so now this game is kind of even in terms of gold and stuff. And that overextending was a really significant mistake and cost us a lot of pressure on this game. And so we're just going to try to push out the lanes, go for the same strategy. Even though we did get caught, we're just going to be a little bit more careful. The big mistake earlier was definitely avoidable. All I really had to say was, hey guys, stop overextending. But, I mean, what happened, so we're not going to get ourselves down. Tell a couple jokes, laugh it off. And Riven's actually trying to 1v1 out the Victor here. And so I go in to try to save him. I actually probably could have saved him if I had used my Face of the Mountain shield. So definitely a mechanical mistake on my part. But with my exhaust and all my crowd control, Lucian's able to finally get here. Riven flashes over, dies to the golem. So in the end, not that big of a deal because we still do get the 500 gold shutdown. Even though Victor dies, the spawn timer is actually kind of short. It's only 28 minutes into the game. And although we won't be able to capitalize on the kill from Riven, it's not the worst thing ever, although I probably could have saved him. And so we're going to continue for our strategy here. Although Jarvan's actually overextending once again, he kind of gets caught out, but he's able to get away with his summoner spells and his massive mobility. Caitlyn's totally out of position, as is Lulu. So we get a free 2 kills up here. Actually, it's just the Caitlyn, I believe. And so we're going to still go for this mid lane push. Blitzcrank, I don't really know why he's trying to hook me in here. He's not really going to be able to kill me. I'm really tanky. He doesn't have much damage. I try to make a play for the Lulu there, but Lucian doesn't get any crits, and so we don't kill her. We try to get the Blitzcrank. We do. We finally are able to pick him off, and so we end up getting the 2 kills there. Jarvan lives, so a fantastic bait from Jarvan. And Riven comes in here, and you can actually pinpoint the exact second where we realize that we're all dead. And so we kind of just take the inhibitor. You know, we realize we're dead, so whatever. Just get the inhibitor. just die. The spawn timers aren't that long anyways. It's only 29 minutes into the game, 40 seconds or so. The other team's not going to be able to get that much off of it. So that doesn't really count as a third throw, I guess you could say. It was just a bad fight, and we do still end up getting the inhibitor, and we'll be able to take advantage of it probably. But at this point, we know that, okay, we're overextending, we're getting caught, we're not really sieging very well, and the enemy team's going to have a chance to start pushing out here after that play. And so that's what they do. They push out the mid lane. But one thing that actually happens is they don't have their AD carry with them. Caitlyn's actually split pushing bot lane right now. And so the enemy team does a really poor job of sieging here, and the fact that they do it without their AD carry. And you don't want to siege without your AD carry. Riven's actually going in here for the tower dive. They decide to make the tower dive play. Riven's ginormous, and so she's able to kill off Victor pretty quickly. But Jarvan comes back in for the reinitiate after the AD carry shows up. I go into, Darius is on the backside. We pop the Guardian Angel. I'm trying to make the play for Lulu, get the greedy play here, but Riven's actually able to pick off the Lucian. So going for the Lulu there on my part was definitely another mechanical mistake. I should have protected Lucian. I thought he would have been okay by himself, but Riven is so fed right now. You can see 22 and 4 on the tab select screen. And so, you know, Riven's huge, like pretty much like almost her whole team. And so, of course, she's able to pick up the Lucian there. That was kind of not really a mistake that I should have made. I should have noticed. But once again, you know, it's not that big of a deal. We kind of just stop the siege from that fight, though. We don't really get anything. So we're going to just try to get some wards out, push out the lanes. When you win a fight like that and you can't really get anything out of it, what you at the very least want to do is set up for the next fight. So we push out the lanes, clear out the wards, get some wards of our own out, back and buy items, and prepare for the next fight. We still have the mid inhibitor down, so we do have a lot of advantage. And we don't do the best job of using the inhibitor here, because what we should have done is go and push top or push bot lane as a group of 5, right? And so you can take the second inhibitor or the third inhibitor, and instead we kind of just keep going mid, which isn't necessarily the worst play since we do have the Nexus turrets down, but definitely the better play would have been to push the side lanes. Instead, we're going to try to group up here, force our way into the jungle. Victor kind of goes in. This is a very risky play by Victor here, and he actually gets Caitlyn ulted and takes a ton of damage. And so he's a little bit punished, not completely punished. He definitely could have died there, but he's a little bit punished for his overextending there, and he just has to back though, so it's not too big of a deal. And we're just going to try to control the Baron area, make sure that the enemy team can't really make any plays around this area. We do still feel kind of confident in our play. We know that we could probably win a 5v5 team fight based on the last fight that we had when the enemy team was sieging without their AD carry. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to look for picks. So we're grouped up as eventually 5 as once Victor gets here. And we see 2 members of the enemy team mid. So what we're going to do here is we walk into the enemy jungle, and surprise, we just find them doing dragon. Since we know the dragon was up, so we have the timer, I'm able to kite out this Vi and this Riven. Lucian's ulting, the GA's popped, I got exhaust on the Riven, and then Jarvan comes in, knock up. This is going to be a great kite. Fantastic. Caitlyn kind of panics here, but it's not really a big deal. Probably wouldn't have mattered. We definitely could have caught up with her, especially since I have flash. And so I'm able to kite out the enemy assassins who are really fed, and Jarvan's able to come in because we just kind of happen to stumble across them in the jungle. And that's what you want to do when you look for picks. You just kind of, you know, go through the jungle. And once again, I mean, we are kind of trash talking here. I'm not a huge fan of trash talking at the end, but I mean, whatever. What happened happened. Can't deny it. And that's really the game. We ended up recovering from our 2 really major throws at the end there because we were able to do a better job of sieging. The enemy team siege without their AD carry, and so that's really something you don't want to do. And of course, we did a great job of looking for picks. You know, group as 5 and just roam through the enemy jungle with wards and clearing wards as well, and you might just happen to find some of them. And so that's a great way to come back when you throw the game. And that's going to be it for this commentary. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely check out my Facebook, Twitter /GamingCurios, and Twitch as well at Jeremy_GamingCurios. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.